I'm Ted Keys, your host and top freight agent training expert here in Southern California. This topic comes from my 30 plus years of business, sales, and freight moving success. Watch, learn, and apply it. You'll move more freight efficiently, effectively, effortlessly, and make more money financially. And call me at 626-309-9141 with any questions. Now explode your business with...
Hello and welcome to my Tuesday conference call, everybody. Ted Keys, your host and top freight agent training expert here in Southern California. Today, I'll show you how to move more freight efficiently, effectively, and effortlessly so you make more money financially. And after the call today, go to my website, tedkeysonline.com, to hear more of my podcasts, read more of my blog posts, watch more of my videos, and while you're there, visit my Freight Sales Success Store for top-notch freight moving products to explode your business today. And if you have any questions today, any questions regardless of what it is, or specifically, are you ready for my top producing one-on-one personal freight sales, freight broker training? Then give me a call, Ted Keys. I'm at 626-309-9141. Today's training topic is successful freight agents implement these routines. Successful freight agents implement these routines. So for those of you that are on my contact list and you've received one of several email invites to this call, just scroll down to any one of those email invites and we are going to go over those free attachments that I have provided for this call. So just go ahead, hold on a second here, folks, while I take a swig of water here. So as I said, for those of you that are on my email contact list, just scroll down to any one of those invites and click open that first attachment that I've provided. And let's talk about successful freight agents implement these routines. If you are going to be successful in this profession, you must have a series of routines that it will take you to knowing little or nothing about freight, to covering your first load and continuing to cover many loads after that. So what I'm going to talk about today is specific routines that freight sales agents, successful freight sales agents utilize. They're going to utilize these routines into their daily or weekly progression to continue to move them upward and through that level of success that they desire to get at. So go ahead and open up that first attachment and let's talk about successful freight agents and the routines that they implement. So let me start off by saying prospecting. Again, freight sales prospecting is a freight sales agent's lifeblood. You cannot get by if you don't prospect and continue to build contacts and relationships with the marketplace. It can be challenging, however, and its required skills are not that easy to learn if you are a freight sales agent and you're just getting into this profession. But don't worry, that's my main point here. Don't worry, the most successful freight sales agents have their own habits and routines, and it's important that you develop those habits and routines early on. Plus, they share these 7 following characteristics that I'm going to go over with you shortly. So what do? Perfect these habits, these routines, and you'll find yourself filling the top of your sales pipeline better and faster than you've ever done before. So let's talk about the routines that successful freight sales agents implement. Routine number 1, the first thing that they're going to do, routine number 1, is they prospect daily. Again, they connect with the marketplace daily. Remember, when you don't do the dishes regularly, just as an example, if you were to leave your dishes in the sink every day, well, what would happen? It's sort of an annoying chore, despite that it's not really that hard to do, correct? And neither is freight prospecting. It's not that difficult to do once you get into it and once you know what to say to your prospects. As you push it off, and again, I'm talking about cleaning your dishes, but as you push it off just a little more each day, and before long you have a sink full of dirty dishes, unfortunately, and right before you have those 10 great guests coming over for a dinner party, then it's too late to get them clean, and freight sales prospecting is no different. But it's the most important, and it's the easiest daily duty to neglect, and by the time you remember you haven't done it, hello, what do you got? You've got an empty pipeline. Then it takes a while to get it back to where it must be in order for you to become successful again. And I will say this is the main flop. This is the main mistake that freight sales agents do. They prospect, they get busy, and then they stop prospecting. So it's one of the most important things, and one of the most, really, it's the most important things that freight sales agents neglect to do after they start becoming successful. That's why top producing freight sales agents set aside a block of time each day to prospect, and I say that again, they do this daily and weekly, and they hold themselves accountable to doing it extremely well. So the first routine, that first habit they develop on my list here, is they prospect daily. The second thing they do as a daily, weekly routine that they implement is they don't reinvent the wheel. They start a system and they stick with it. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, sales is comparable, I'll say it again, sales is comparable to a volume game. The reality is that you must pick up the phone a certain number of times or send out a certain number of emails to get the expected number of responses that you're looking forward to, or that you require to become successful in this profession. Even in a perfect world, you'll never have a 1-to-1 ratio of calls made to the number of loads that you're actually moving. So, what do? You must do a tremendous amount of sales prospecting to generate the pipeline that you require, and that's impossible when you attempt to develop some new type of sales system after every time you make a call or after every day you change it up. The important thing here is don't reinvent the wheel, all right? Top freight sales agents develop an effective process that can be repeated continually, so they prospect efficiently. Now, let me give you an example in my Freight Sales Success Guide. In my Freight Sales Success Guide, one of the documents that I provide is a sales call information sheet. This is a sheet that you make 50 copies of, 100 copies, however many copies that you want to make, but every time you call a prospect, you use the sales call information sheet to take down information on your prospect and to ask those important questions that are on there. That's all part of the sales process and not reinventing the wheel. And I'll tell you this, it worked for me. When you get it, it will work for you as well. So number 2, the second routine that freight sales agents do, successful ones do, is they don't reinvent the wheel. Now, if you're with another agency and you've been taught something different, then follow that routine, okay? They've taught you that for a reason. Because my routine is just one of an infinite amount of routines that you can utilize. I will say this though, my routine works. So if you're on our team, then utilize that routine, but don't reinvent the wheel. Don't think, let me see if this works. And then 2 days later, let me see if this works. I'll say it again, routine number 2, don't reinvent the wheel. Routine number 3 that successful freight sales agents utilize when they implement these habits and these routines is they identify great fits. Third routine is they identify great fits. And this one's a no-brainer, and it's worth saying this. Great freight sales agents know their prospects' ideal profiles and personas down cold. What do they do because they know that? Well, they spot prospects that are similar to their best customers, all right? And they recognize those patterns of activities by the shipping decision makers, all right? The shipping decision makers that they've already been dealing with, and that indicates that it's the right time to reach out to them. So they identify great fits. If there's one thing that you can do to up your volume, and when I say volume, up your loads, is when you move a load, okay? If you're familiar with that industry all the time, see where it picked up, see where the load dropped off. If that's not your customer, really analyze who that is. Is it a company that's similar to the company that you're already dealing with? Again, it's important that you identify those great fits. Go after those same types of prospects and customers that you're dealing with already. That's routine number 3. Successful freight sales agents, they identify great fits. Routine number 4 is they use technology. Successful freight sales agents, they use technology. Even if it's a little bit, if you use it a lot, but you make sure you use some form of technology, because we're in the 21st century. Much more information is available to us than ever before. And when I say us, I mean freight sales agents. There's so much more information available to us. Hey, take this conference call as an example. This wasn't available to you 2 years ago, okay? But then it is now. So this is just part of what I'm explaining. So by not using it, by not using technology to prospect, is a major, major mistake. You see, great freight sales agents, they use every tool possible at their disposal to the fullest extent. Whether it's knowing your contact list and marketing automation systems inside and out, or using LinkedIn, or using Google Alerts, or some other online tool, successful freight sales agents who excel at prospecting, they incorporate this technology into every step of their daily routine. Here's a great way to utilize technology. If it's just the simplest, creating a contact list. Creating a contact list. As an agent of ours, we utilize Gmail. When you get a contact, get their email, what do? You add that information to your contact list. That's just a simple form of using technology today. Instead of using a folder, a manila folder, and putting this stuff in there. Take that information and create those contact lists. That contact list will be one of the most valuable pieces of information that you will create. So, routine number 4 is successful freight sales agents use some form of technology. Moving on, that fifth routine is successful freight sales agents, they balance quantity and quality. They balance quantity and quality. And as you'll see, okay, as you get better and better at this, freight sales prospecting is both a quantity game, and that's the number of prospects and customers that you acquire, and it's also quality game, and that's the quality of those leads that you acquire. So it's essential, guys. It's essential to discern that you're not calling everybody, which could be a waste of time, but fast enough that you don't spend half your day gawking through LinkedIn profiles. So balance quantity with quality. What that means is make sure that the prospects that you're talking to, they're good leads. They fit into what you offer in your freight service, okay? If you're calling customers where all they ship are cartons or boxes, see, that's not a good lead, because in our profession, we leave the boxes to UPS, we leave the boxes to FedEx, we leave the boxes and cartons to DHL. We start at a pallet and up. So, if you're in a particular industry, make sure that you're pursuing prospects in that industry that ship a pallet and up. And not only that, but they ship their shipments are frequent. So balance quantity with quality. Routine number 6. Routine number 6 is freight sales agents build social media into their routine. They build social media into their routine. Not a whole lot, but at least do something. So whether you're sold on social media or not, you must, at a minimum, have a social presence. Just at a minimum, again, at a minimum, have a social presence. Monitoring your freight prospect's social activity is one of the best ways, okay? And I'm talking about the connections that you make on social media. It's one of the best ways to spot early indicators that your prospects are considering moving a particular lane or dealing with a nagging shipping problem. You know, because social media, so much of it is, as users of social media, we put our challenges on there, we put our drama, our chaos on there, and that's what your prospects are going to do as well. When they're having a challenge, they're going to throw it on social media, and then you can monitor to see what it is that they're moving. Look for their questions, okay? As you create the small presence, look for their questions about their internal problems. You know, look for posts asking for freight tools and other posts that suggest that they're having a shipping challenge that you can assist them with. All right. And again, use start off with the three. The first one that I would suggest is LinkedIn. Okay. The second one I suggest is Facebook. The third one I suggest is Twitter. Why do I suggest LinkedIn? I suggest LinkedIn because you're dealing with other business individuals. So those three at least have somewhat of a presence. However, just because you have a presence, just because you've created an account, doesn't mean that you stay on social media all day. Okay, the goal is just to create a presence, to connect with people, but don't sit there and think that social media is going to be your end all. In the end, you must get on the phone and connect with the marketplace. So that's routine number 6. Routine number 6 is successful freight agents. They build social media into their routine. 7, okay, routine number 7 is successful freight agents. They don't jump the gun. They don't jump the gun. You see, it's exciting when you finally get that shipping decision maker on the phone, okay? But remember that an immediate pitch, again, to them, a real hard sell or any other type of conversation that's focused on making a sale, that is making a sale or moving their freight, will just as quickly disconnect the two of you. Now, I will say this. If this person came to you on a referral, absolutely go ahead and talk about freight, because that is exactly why they're calling you. But if you're reaching out to them, you've got to take it step by step. You got to start at the beginning, all right, and then move up the ladder to where you're actually moving freight with them. Unless, you know, they take anybody like a lumber company or a produce company and say, oh yeah, I'll get you on my list then. Ask them what their lanes are. But freight prospects, they want freight sales agents to be focused on their challenges. So remember that, okay? They want you to focus on their challenge and not how to hit your quota and then in the end receive a set of steak knives. Use that initial call to do some lightweight qualifying, and most importantly, to collect that email contact, okay? Get that email address, and then feel out how good of a fit they are, and then move forward from there. So anyway, number 6, I take it back, routine number 7 is they don't jump the gun. So basically when you finally get through that shipping decision maker, okay, just be glad, feel blessed that you got through. But your main goal is, as I train on in my freight sales success guide, in my programs, your first goal, your first priority is to get that email list. So anyway, just in review, those 7 routines, those 7 main routines that freight sales agents utilize to become successful. The first thing they do is they prospect daily. Second thing they do is they don't reinvent the wheel. They stick with the system that works. The third one is they identify great fits. This prospect is a great fit for what I do. The fourth thing they do is they use technology, even if it's to a minimum, just to build a contact list. The fifth thing they do is they balance quantity and quality. The sixth thing they do is they build social media into their routine. And the 7th thing they do is they don't jump the gun. So it's just 7 things that you have to do to work into your, to first of all, create habits in these areas and then work these habits into your routine. Before long, you'll be successful just like the top performers in our industry. Great topic today, guys. And that was successful freight agents implement these routines that I just talked about. So in concluding and wrapping up my topic today, do you want to receive the email invite and the notices and those free attachments that I provide on each and every call? And go to my website, tedkeysonline.com. On any one of the pages off to the right, enter your contact details. By doing that, you'll receive your weekly email invite to this and every call. My main question is this. First of all, do you have any questions about what I talked about today? Well, you're more than welcome to call me, but most important, are you ready to join our top producing freight sales team? There is a reason why you got on the call today. You got on the call today because you knew you were receiving free information from me. You also know that just by getting on the call, you are going to be given value from me, okay? But more important, are you ready to join our top producing freight sales team? Yes? Then give me a call, Ted Keys. I'm at 626-309-9141. Great topic today. Thank you so much for joining me on my Tuesday conference call. I'll see you all again next week, same time, 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern time on my Tuesday conference call. Take care. God bless. I'll see you all again next week on my Tuesday conference call. Bye-bye for now. When you arrive at my Freight Sales Success Store today, you'll see a host of products available there for purchase. First one you'll see available is my flagship product. That is my Freight Sales Success Guide, typically for beginner and struggling freight agents. If you're searching for that daily motivation to set goals, to achieve them, to pick up the phone daily and connect and build relationships with the marketplace, then opt for my Freight Sales Success Quotes. And if you're searching for those specific skills, and there are many skills, many individual skills required to be successful in this profession, then opt for my Freight Sales Success Skill. I highly recommend each one of these products, available for purchase today in my Freight Sales Success Store. Do you have any questions again? Do you have any questions about today's call? Or more importantly, are you ready for my top producing one-on-one personal freight sales, freight broker training? Then give me, Ted Keys, a call. I'm at 626-309-9141. Great topic for today. Take these skills, apply them. You'll be amazed at what happens to your results.